What do you think of gay and lesbian comedy? A question? What kind of a question is that?
Gay and lesbian comedians? Why do they have to flaunt their sense of humor?
Homosexuals in the theater? Ha!
You know, in my day, we never even talked about being funny.
Oh, yeah, people ask me all the time. I mean, blatantly, they just come up and say, Kathy, come on, once and for all, are you straight or gay? And I say, yes, I am.
Strong enough for a man, but built for a woman. Lea DeLaria.
The first ever lesbian and gay comedy show, and where better to do it than in San Francisco on National Coming Out Day! Yes! Yes! Oh, yeah! Yeah, I'm out to my family. I'm out to my family, which is very hard to do because I'm Italian. Oh, yeah. Anybody else out there Italian? Applaud if you're Italian. Paisanos, we'll see them. Got a few out there. You're Italian? Right there? You're Italian? I don't see any food on your shirt. Kind of a dumb thing. It's really hard to be queer in Italian, isn't it? It is. It's really difficult, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because Italians, with very little exception, are raised Catholic. Oh, yes. And Catholics believe, and they base their entire faith on this one single belief that if you ignore something, it will go away. It will disappear. That's the entire Catholic faith in a friggin' nutshell right there. Ignore it. It'll go away. Like when I came out to my parents, I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. I did the good gay thing. Mom, Dad, I'm gay. They did do the really good Italian thing, the screaming, the fighting, the yelling, the throwing things, and then they forgot about it. Yeah, had to do the whole thing again. Whole thing. Over and over and over. I'm serious. I would come home and they'd be like strange men sitting at the kitchen table, right? I'm serious. And they'd be like, Leah. Meet Bob Bell. Who the hell is Bob Bell? Mom, remember that conversation we had about a month ago? You threw the dinette through the window. Remember that? Huh? So finally I had to get rid of Bob Bell. I just had to get rid of him. And I said, look, Bob Bell, I'm really not interested in you. You're a nice guy. You seem very nice, seem very attractive. I'm just not interested in you, Bob Bell. And it's not that I don't like penises. I just don't like them on men. Our first performer is currently touring the United States with her award-winning show, Nothing in My Closet But My Clothes. Please welcome to the stage, Suzanne Westenhofer. Come on out.
God, it is so good to be a lesbian in the 90s. We're like Evian water, aren't we? Trendy, everyone wants to be seen with us. Hi, I'm Suzanne Westenhofer, famous lesbian comedian. I do a lot of clubs where I do my gay comedy and these straight clubs, but there was this one club in New York, and they didn't want anything to do with me. I auditioned for them 3 times, and I did really well. And don't you know that little worm of a manager came up to me and went, well, you're really good, but I don't think we can use you. Because we groom our people for TV. And I don't think there'll ever be lesbians on TV. I'm like, no lesbians on TV? What about Wimbledon? But that's because straight people are afraid of us. Isn't that cool? I love that, but it's kind of weird. I mean, about a month ago, I had a woman totally flip out on me. Stands in front of me and goes, oh my God. Well, now that I know you're a lesbian, I can't get undressed in front of you and stuff. I'm like, really, miss, just take my order. Who are these McDonald's people? They're so afraid of us, they don't want gays in the military. I remember about 3 years ago, someone came up to me and said, oh, Suzanne is a lesbian, you're ineligible to serve in the military. Woo, big deal. How will I live with this disappointment? Like I wanted to get up early. It's so weird. I'm thinking to myself, though, I think if they don't want us, we shouldn't go. And I think that all the gays and lesbians that are in the military should get out. Because you know we'll go to war again. And that will mean that all the straight people will have to go and fight and die for our rights. And we'll get to hang here. Bye. You be careful. We'll take care of your wives. She's evil. She's evil. I'm in kind of a weird mood. I'm sorry. You know what it is? I'm ovulating. Yeah, you know what I mean? The egg, it's making a trip down the tube. And I always feel so bad for my eggs, too, because I'm a lesbian. You know what I mean? Because I feel like they're off there going, oh, big deal, here we go again. We're not going to meet anybody. God, I totally resent having my period as a lesbian, and I hate the equipment we have to use. Ladies, have you ever had, like, one of those really bad days where you have in one of those really, really super absorbent tampons? You know what I mean? And you're walking around all day going, God, I'm thirsty. Tell you what else? I don't understand this S&M thing at all. This is weird. I'm sorry. These are people who have to be hurt to enjoy sex. How does that get started? Like, you're going at it, you're on the bed, everything's really great. You slip, you fall, you hit your head, you're like, oh, yes, that's what I wanted, yes! My question is pain always sexual for these people? If they're, like, walking along the street, and they, like, stub their toe, are they like, oh, I'm horny. Oh, my God, I'm so horny. And I'll say to my friends, I'll say, I don't think that's normal. And they go, oh, Suzanne, that is so politically incorrect. Because you know they say that homosexuality is not normal. But you know that it is, right? Because it's practiced in every other life form. Dogs, cats, birds, insects. But when was the last time you saw, say, like, one cow tying up another cow and then beating it for sex? Do me, bossy, do me! Take it, Elsie. Moo, take it. That's a pretty rare farm occurrence. So I bartended for 11 years in a straight club, because I'm liberal. But I was really out. And when you're really out, that means you have to answer all those questions from straight people, don't you? How do people get to be homosexual? How'd you get to be like that? Okay, homosexuals are chosen first on talent. Then interview, and then the swimsuit and evening gown portion, pretty much. And they're rude sometimes. Get right in your face, ask you really rude personal questions. What do you guys do in bed anyway? What do you do? Oh, God, what happens? I always go, well, you know, it's a lot like heterosexual sex, only one of us doesn't have to fake the orgasm. I had this guy who would come in every day where I worked, and he always had something mean to say to me because I was gay. You know, oh, you just need a good man. Yeah, that could work for you too, sir. But one day he pushed me too far, and he comes in and he's all puffed up. He's got himself an idea. And he goes, hey, Suzanne, You know, I've been thinking. You know, my wife, she's not so interested in sex so much anymore. Why don't you come on over, you know? Jazz things up a little bit for us. I'm like, listen, Sparky. Your wife's not so interested in sex so much anymore. Because I already been over to your house. Thank you very much. I'm Suzanne Westenapper. Thank you.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring.
Yes, Freedom Ring.
Freedom rings, yes. Our first product here today on QVC, the Queer Value Channel.
That's 1-800-WORK-IT.
Work it. Kiki, fabulous.
Oh, she's
Our
fabulous.
lovely model Kiki. These handcrafted rings are available in copper, aluminum, and diamond-ness.
Yes. I bought 2 in the Diamond-ness
To
myself.
the diamond-ness, you go, boy. Because they are going fast. Item number Q68.
Buy one, we'll owe you one.
These rings are such a good reminder that we have struggled for the right
To shop! 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right here on QVC, the Queer Value Channel. And speaking of value, sisters, loosen up those dreads.
Loosen those threads.
Come out with your church card.
Whip 'em out.
Because you're going to love the next
You're gonna
item.
love it. You are gonna love it. Item number Q456. We call it the Alice Walker Kit. You love it. You love it. You love it.
It's fabulous.
I love it. I love it. It's like,
The Alice Walker Kit features this handsome purple backpack.
yes, assembled by union lesbians in Berkeley.
Yeah, you have to say that. Notice the kente cloth trim.
Yes, accenting the traditional African-ness elements there.
And we stuffed it.
Stuff it.
Stuffed it.
Stuffed in.
With Alice Walker memorabilia.
Purple candles, purple incense, purple Birkenstocks, purple dental dams. And more!
Can we take a call
Yes.
Hey, Jamal. Hey, Roland.
Hey!
Hey, this is Trey.
Hey, Trey!
Hey, I love the show.
Oh, good, Trey. You buy something, Trey?
Yeah, I bought a few things.
Oh, good, Trey. You should be proud to shop here because a portion of all sales goes to fight AIDS.
Oh, how much?
What's that? Excuse me.
I think we're having a bad connection.
Bye.
Next item.
Oh, next item, yes. Many of you will be going to New York this summer for the Gay Games and Stonewall 25.
Yes.
Stonewall. Yes.
Stonewall. Where black and Puerto Rican drag queens stood up for our rights.
Yes, and what better way to honor those drag queens than to dress like one? Item number Q25, the Fierce Black Drag Queen Kit.
Modeled by our lovely Taekwondo. Go Taekwondo. Yes. Go Taekwondo.
Work, Taekwondo, work, girl. Work, girl. Sashay, take another girl.
Sashay.
Work that runway, girl. You go.
she's
go.
great.
She's
great.
Lovely Taekwondo. The Fierce Black Drag Queen Kit is available in all sizes from Miss Junior Petite Thing through Grand Diva Extra Large. Please specify shoe size, butt size, breast size, and wig size.
Now, Taekwondo is wearing pink patio pants.
Oh, very retro 60s. Very nice, very nice.
And that glam glitter top.
With that Harry Belafonte twist kind of Deo.
And that Jane Fonda-esque shag wig.
Yes, kind of post-Barbarella, pre-Clute. And if you order now, we will include the one item that no Fierce Black Drag Queen would be caught dead at a riot without.
An authentic June 1969 Stonewall brick.
Do you love it? I'm going to order one. I'm going to order two. Two, three.
They call me
Oh, we don't love that. No. Kiki, thank you,
Taekwondo, that's
Kiki.
really okay.
Thank
That's
you,
really
thank
okay.
you. We're going to take a minute and adjust Taekwondo's medication, but stay tuned. Next hour, Snow Queen special.
Yes, sail the Caribbean with more white gay men than you ever dreamed possible.
Yes!
Harvey Milk lives!
Oh, right here. On QVC, the Queer Value Channel.
I have one thing to say. If this is liberation, where's the music?
That was Pomo Afro Homos with special guest drag diva Joan Jett Black. They're black, they're gay, they're fierce. Let's hear it from Pomo Afro Homos! I love that they call themselves homos, because people get really nervous about words, don't they? Like that word lesbian. Ooh. Lesbian. Sounds like someone you call to repair things in your home, doesn't it? Honey, the refrigerator's on the fritz, better get the lesbian. So I won't call myself that. I hate that word. I won't call myself a lesbian. I don't call myself a homosexual either, because that would be gross. Oh, I think of that word homosexual much like I think of the word Negro. You know what I mean? It's like, let's go down to the river and sing some old homosexual spirituals somewhere. Yeah, the man I'm about to bring up is open for Dolly Parton. Wish I could say the same thing. And he has also appeared on the Roseanne Arnold special. Let's hear it for Steve Moore.
Thank you. All right. I'm originally from the South. People from the South, we talk a little different from other people. We can take a phrase like, would you like some more coffee? And it becomes, some coffee. And people say we're stupid. It's not true. And I also have one of those classically bitter Southern moms. You know the type? The Tennessee Williams dream come true type of gal. You know what I mean by bitter mom? You live away from home like 10, 15 years. You call long distance. It's like, hi, Mom. How you doing? Same old thing. I was born in a damn ditch, and I'm gonna die in a damn ditch. But listen, you have a very nice Mother's Day. And I'll talk to you on Thanksgiving, okay? Are we having safe sex out there, you guys? We're having safe sex? Safe sex? All right. Got to be careful out there. Now, I'll share with you. I found out I was HIV positive a little over 4 years ago. And it's a big thing. It's been very hard for me. But imagine my parents back in Virginia when I had to explain to them that we're Haitian. It's been very difficult for us. Oh, yeah. But what do they know? They think HIV stands for homosexuals in Virginia. They don't have a clue. It can get ugly. People always try to make me feel better about myself. I always hear things like, well, Steve, none of us ever know. I mean, I could be hit by a car tomorrow. And I always say, yeah, and you will the minute I get behind the friggin' wheel. People always say, Steve, you look so good. I can't believe you've been exposed to the AIDS virus. You've never looked better. I figure, hell, pretty soon I'll be drop dead gorgeous. I have to share with you. Imagine me doing this material at one of these southern redneck comedy clubs. And I've done it, and it gets real quiet. And I love it when it gets quiet, because I'll just mess with people a little bit harder. I'll say things like, excuse me, Goober, can I have a sip of your beer? Or if it gets really quiet, I'll say, hey, don't mess with me. I could open a vein and take out the whole front row. Oh. So I'm in group therapy. And I feel good about it, too. And my group is not just people with AIDS. It's people with all kinds of terminal illnesses. And I figure you got to find a sense of humor about this stuff. I'll give a perfect example. There's a woman in my group that has breast cancer, and a couple of months ago, she lost one of her breasts. And everybody in my group, they go right for that victim thing. They're like, are you okay? Can I get you everything going to be all right? And I'm like, hey, Nancy, nice tit. She laughed, my T cells went up. It was a lovely afternoon. So I'm always thinking weird things. I was thinking the other day now, wouldn't it be awful to die when you're feeling overly perky? Something like, oh God, I'm just so glad to be alive. Something really festive. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. If I could just live to the year 2000, I'd be so grateful. December 31st, 1999. 5, 4, 3, 2. See, my point is, life is just so precious. We think we're going to live forever, but if you live to be 100 years old, life is like the blink of an eye. So my point is, if you're in a bad relationship, get the hell out of it. If you hate your job, quit. Am I right? I'll give you a perfect example. Do you remember that plane that went to Hawaii a couple of years ago, and the roof ripped off of it and sucked that stewardess out of there? Do you remember that? Now, won't that a bitch? You got to know it was just another crappy day for her. She was probably walking up and down the aisle of the plane going, if you'll notice, the captain has turned on the no smoke. Go towards the light, Betty. Go towards the lights. Play safely. Play safely. Keep laughing. Silence equals death. God bless you so much. Thank you so much.
God, I love this city, San Francisco. It's gorgeous. I mean, look at these sights. Look, there's the Golden Gate Bridge. And do you see that fog? And hey, come over here. Come here. Look, Alcatraz. You know, say what you want about prison, but it's a great place to meet girls. How many of you see a lesbian with an acoustic guitar and you're starting to get really nervous? Well, don't. I'm not going to play it. I've just always wanted to do this. Yeah! We're going to bring on stage a lesbian with an acoustic guitar that should make you really happy because she's great. She's currently touring the country with her new show. Please welcome to the stage, P-H-R-A-N-C, Frank!
Oh, I got up at 7 just to watch her win, playing on the worn grass courts at Wimbledon. If anyone should ask me, Frank, who's the greatest? Well, I would have to say, without a doubt, in my mind, it's M-A-R-T-I-N-A. 'Cause M-A-R-T-I-N-A, she's the greatest in the world today. N-A-V-R-A-T-I-L-O-V-A, she's the greatest in the world today. Hey now, Steffi, she's worked hard and she's earned my respect. But when it comes to the game of tennis, honey, it's still Martina who's the best. 'Cause M-A-R-T-I-N-A, N-A-V-R-A-T-I-L-O-V-A, she's the greatest in the world of women's tennis. That's M-A-R-T-I-N-A, N-A-V-R-A-T-I-L-O-V-A, she hails from C-D-C-H Czechoslovakia. Czechoslovakia, but now she's an American. She used to live in Dallas with Nancy Lieberman. Then she moved to Fort Worth with Judy Nelson. Then off to Aspen with Cindy Nelson. No relation. Oh, but I love her anyway. I don't care who she's stopping. Oh, I got up at 7 just to watch her win, playing on the worn grass courts at Wimbledon. If anyone should ask me, go ahead, ask me. Guess I'd have to say, without a doubt in my mind or heart, it's M-A-R-T-I-N-A. M-A-R-T-I-N-A. Don't you agree? Thank you. Martina!
Next thing you know, there'll be gay and lesbian rock and rollers.
I just came here from London. I just flew over from London. That's where I was. And I had this hilarious thing happen to me. I have to tell you, okay? I'm on a plane. I'm minding my own business on this plane. And Miss Flight Attendant comes up, okay? And, of course, it was a man. Okay? Because, I mean, let's face it, that's a job we own, okay? So, here comes, please. Here we go. Flight attendants, figure skaters, queers. Okay, so, here comes, so, I'm walking along. Miss Flight Attendant comes along with his little cart, right? Looks me right in the face, looks me right in the face and says, "And what do you have, young man?" I said, "A vagina." I have a vagina. Our next performer is currently working on a book called Growing Up Gay. Please welcome to the stage, Bob Smith.
How are you? Thank you. Thank you. How are you? I'm thrilled to be in San Francisco. I have to tell you, though, I was a gay kid. My mother once said to me, "Bob, we never suspected you were gay." Get real. They once gave me a chemistry set. I used it to make my own line of skincare products. I was definitely a gay kid. My treehouse had a breakfast nook. And I was in the Boy Scouts, and do you know they don't want gay kids in the Boy Scouts? Like, what's their problem? Their motto's be prepared, and nobody's more prepared than a gay scout. My survival kit had a spice rack. My Swiss Army knife had a melon baller and garlic press. I was ready for anything. And I'm from Buffalo, New York, and Buffalo's very progressive. My high school had a Head Start program for homosexuals. It was called Drama Club. I went to Buffalo's only Catholic high school for the performing arts, Our Lady Sings Sondheim. It was fabulous. I was raised Roman Catholic, and according to the Catholic Church, it's okay to be homosexual as long as you don't practice homosexuality, which is interesting because I think it's okay to be Catholic as long as you don't practice Catholicism. I don't see what the big deal is. We started the Renaissance. It was probably two gay men talking during a party. Wouldn't it be fun to do religious paintings of hot, muscular, naked guys and sell them to churches? Oh, that would be a hoot. I have a confession to make. In college, I experimented with heterosexuality. I slept with a straight guy. I was really drunk. My best friend in college, Ted, was straight, and we would go to a party. Ted would meet a woman and start to undress her with his eyes while I'd be putting her in a whole new outfit. I came out to my family after college. I made my carefully worded announcement at Thanksgiving. I said, "Mom, would you please pass the gravy to a homosexual?" She passed it to my father. A terrible scene followed. Just kidding, Dad. Then my Aunt Lorraine pipes in, "Bob, you're gay. Are you seeing a psychiatrist?" I said, "No, I'm seeing a lieutenant in the Navy." And I'm in a relationship. I've been going out with a guy named Tom for 5 years, and we moved in together 4 years ago. And right away, I knew Tom was a marvelous interior decorator, because back then we lived in a studio apartment in Hell's Kitchen. And Tom, using mirrors, made it look like 12 rooms on Central Park West. When the sun came in, our sofa went up in flames. Tom and I are becoming more militant. Tom and I are becoming more militant. We want the same rights as straight couples to hold hands and make a public display of affection, even if we do avoid intimacy in the privacy of our own home. I think that's very reasonable. And you know what? There's been a lot of good news, though, this year. Newspapers now in Kansas and Minnesota are starting to print gay and lesbian wedding announcements. Isn't that great? Yeah. I can't wait until newspapers across the country start doing this. Mr. and Mrs. Stephen Douglas have reluctantly announced the engagement of their son Timothy to Mitchell Feldman, the son of the stunned Dr. and Mrs. Saul Feldman. A May commitment ceremony is planned with an awkward reception to immediately follow. At the parents' request, there will be an open bar during the ceremony. Thank you very much. I'm Bob Smith. Thank you.
Bring out a one-man show right now. Come on, give it up for Mark Davis.
My people! My people! I love you, San Francisco. So aside from being a big queer, I'm also a member of what Douglas Copeland in his book called Generation X, the 20-whatever generation now turning 30, okay? You know, it's with the people that sit around cafes all over America saying things like, "Whoa, this is totally like that Bewitched episode." I used to love Batman, because Batman was the first TV show that taught us all that we could create our own identity, you know, get in drag, run around town in costumes, you know, it's great. And I loved Batgirl. You know, because of the way she kicked. She could take a villain out with a Vegas fan kick, couldn't she? Like if Jesse Helms was standing there, she'd just go. But I got over wanting to be Batgirl. I got over wanting to be Catwoman. I even got over wanting to be Robin, as homoerotic as that would be. I decided that I wanted to be the fag villain with the gun, you know what I mean? Get Batman in the big cliffhanger episode, you know, manacled to the ceiling, spread eagle, bat insignia nipple clamp to his chest, you know? I could kind of sidle up and go, "Batman, you don't even know the meaning of the word, boy wonder." I love TV in the 70s. I used to love Suzanne Pleshette on the Bob Newhart Show. First TV wife that was way smarter than her husband, much like Hillary Clinton now. But the thing about Suzanne Pleshette that was fabulous was that throaty cigarette voice of hers when she'd laugh. You know, when Bob did something dumb, she'd just like go, "Oh, Bob." Have you ever had an orgasm like that? It's just so good. You go, It's great. We love that. I used to like B. Arthur as Maud. Moo Moo Woman. Voice lower than any leather daddy. She's all like, Walter. Walter, I have to have a hysterectomy. Hair will grow on my face, Walter. My voice will change. Even now, I adore Julia Child. Isn't she fabulous? She recovers like nobody's business. I once saw Julia Child drop an entire roast beef on the floor. She picked it up, she dusted it off, she looked straight into the camera, and she said, and remember, you're the only one in the kitchen. So this is the portion of the show where I talk about my sex life. I like big men. Okay, I grew up in Centralia, Washington. I like big logger guys, you know? And I met this big bodybuilder dude I thought was everything, you know what I mean? It was like everything you get told you're supposed to want. Money, muscles, all that stuff, you know? I got down to his place. I was so bored, I thought I would die. Okay? But we had sex anyway. 3:30 in the morning, his ex-boyfriend has been casing the place, trying to find out who the next boyfriend was going to be, who is me, okay? This is like Glenn Close on a steroid rage, okay? This is like a great white shark in a codependent feeding frenzy, and I'm the chum, you know? So I wake up at 3:30 in the morning having this big fag Godzilla Mothra war out in the hall. Cuz, you know? And I'm in bed trying to act real butch about it, you know? I've got the sheets up to my tits like Janet Leigh from Psycho. The guy breaks down the door, slams the door down. He just comes in and goes, boom! Who's this skinny wimpy slut you're sleeping with? And all I could think was, oh my God, he thinks I'm skinny. Thank you, I've been Mark Davis.
Are you having a good time? Huh? Yeah. Isn't it great to see gay people telling the jokes instead of being the butt of them, huh? It is. And then it's happened on National Coming Out Day. I just love that. I'm gonna bring someone on this stage who is pretty, witty, and gay. I think you know who I'm talking about. Come on, let's hear it for Margot Gomez.
Thank you. Oh, this is good. Huh? We're on TV. Actually, we've always been on TV. Lesbians with long hair, tomorrow on Oprah. Lesbians who've never been on Oprah, tomorrow on Donahue. Gay men with ordinary apartments. Well, you know, I watch television. I do, but I'm selective. I never miss an episode of Love Connection. Never. How many watch Love Connection? Please, be honest. Yes. Yes. Because it's just gay men and lesbians who watch Love Connection. Because it makes us feel good about our lives. I got a little love connection of my own. I've been in a relationship for 5 years. Her name is Susie, and I think she's the most wonderful woman in the world. But I have to say that relationships are a lot of work, aren't they? Anybody agree with me? A lot of work, a lot of upkeep. You have your bad days, and you have your good day. You know? But, you know, we've been making a lot of plans. We've been talking about getting a third person involved in our relationship. You know, three-way. Could be a woman, could be a man. It doesn't matter. It's not for sex. We're looking for a witness. You know? We're looking for somebody with good hearing, good eyesight, and an excellent memory who can tell her what really happened. Relationship. You must all be in relationship. Well, I tell you, it was really scary at first because I discovered I had disorders that I wasn't aware of. Till she told me. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. You see, I have a paper towel disorder. I waste them. I can't help it. It's not an accident. I mean to do it. And Susie thinks I should use both sides of the paper towel. And then dry it out. Make it into a decoration. Or maybe a mantilla. Hispanic headwear. Because you see, Susie was born and raised in California, so she's one with the earth. Yeah, she knows nature. She can tell you the difference between a horse and a deer, just like that. It's like, wow, honey, you're so bright. Did you go to school for that? How do you know? I don't know these things. I grew up in New York. And for me, it's very hard just to go outside, because I'm not sure what I'm looking at. Land, sky, where? I don't know. But still, I moved to California years ago, right to San Francisco, knowing nothing. I knew nothing. I thought, pretty bridge. And I didn't know. I thought, pretty bridge. It must be sort of a homosexual beacon, that bridge. I went right to Castro Street. First thing I did, right to Castro Street. Not for the reasons everybody goes to Castro Street. Everybody knows it's the heart and soul of the queer community, right? All over the world we know this. All I knew back then, Castro. Oh, that's where the Cubans are. Oh, my people. My food. I love San Francisco more than any other place on earth because For one thing, the voters of this city elected 3 out lesbians to our board of supervisors. And this was big news all over the world. There were headlines, lesbian supervisors elected, which I didn't really think was quite right, really, lesbian supervisors. I mean, I thought of them as supervisors who happen to be lesbians. I think a lesbian supervisor is really a different job description. And I don't think, I don't think there's much demand for that. I think we're doing okay. I don't really want somebody over my back constantly. Faster! Hey, slow down, you! You cut your nails before you hurt somebody. Gracias! Come again.
Maybe these lesbian comedians never had the right guy tell them a joke.
And that's the show for tonight. Yeah. Guys, that's the first ever lesbian and gay comedy show. And if you ask me, it's about time. Thanks for coming out.
Partial sponsorship provided by Out Magazine and Don't Panic.
Here at Comedy Central,